It is Monday, 12:15. You know what that means. Panthers 360. We're here with your lunch break right here on your WPTV YouTube page. And this afternoon, on game day, joined by a very special guest, our Panthers television analyst, Randy Moller. First of all, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule as we're getting ready for a big game tonight.
Well, thanks for having me on. Yeah, we're excited. It's a big day today.
Yeah, you were alluding to the big news that broke this morning at the morning skate. I can't believe I'm finally saying this. Matthew Tkachuk is playing tonight. What impact does that have? How do you even put that into words? We've waited so long.
He does so much for this hockey club. It's little things, it's small things. You know, the on ice, the way that he battles, the way that he's able to execute in and around the net, the puck possession, the setting up teammates, the tips, the screens, the physical play around the offensive net. It's off the ice, it's on the bench with his leadership, his experience, and most importantly, his success. Two-time Stanley Cup winner, back-to-back, what he brings and how big of a role that he has played for this hockey club. We're all excited about him being back. It's going to be an exciting time, not only for him, for the team, but for the fans as well. There's an element that Matthew Tkachuk brings to this organization and to the league. And you want these players in the lineup so they can show their skill on a nightly basis. It's been a long time. I know it's been very tough on Matthew. When you're a professional athlete, Mike, you want to be able to play. Mm-hmm. And there's been some dark days for him, some long days where he hasn't been around his teammates. He talked about that this morning at the morning skate, saying being a part of the team just means so much to me, and the impact that he can provide for this hockey club is invaluable.
Yeah, we're actually going to hear that soundbite from Matthew Tkachuk speaking right after the morning skate. This clip provided by the Florida Panthers. But I want to ask you right afterward how he'll be integrated into the lineup perhaps tonight. But let's hear from Matthew himself right now.
Just so excited to be back. It was, a little over 5 months since the surgery. So just chomping at the bit to come back, really. And, happy that the day is finally here. And wasn't coming back until I was feeling 100%. I came back not at 100% one time, and that's only a playoff thing. So I'm happy that with the whole recovery process and a lot of people back in the training room and the weight room that I have to thank for getting me back 100%. And I guess it took to January or whatever, but just finally feeling myself again and happy to get back out there.
Randy, the first guess would be immediately to the power play and improving that, integrating him in. How else do you see him getting back into the lineup tonight? What line mates is he matched up with? What are you foreseeing?
Well, it looks like he's going to play with Evan Rodriguez and Mackie Samoskevich. That's the third line for the Florida Panthers. I talked with Paul Maurice privately after the morning skate. They don't want to rush him too much. This is a big impact for not only him but for the team as well. They're not going to try and ease him in. I'm sure he's going to probably play about 16, 18 minutes tonight. Okay. But they want to get him up to speed. The game of hockey is the fastest team sport in the world. And Matthew Tkachuk, I think we all know, and he self-admits as well, he's not the quickest skater in the world. The speed of the game is going to be the biggest challenge for him. But what he brings on the ice, and especially the power play, also the way he plays and the way the Panthers play when he's on the ice, not to get too technical, but he likes to blow out of the defensive zone. He takes those long stretch passes and try and get some gap between the opposition's defense and their offense, and then he can set up teammates that are coming at full speed. Then he circles back and comes in late. There's a whole dynamic that he brings for the hockey club, and that's what I'm looking for. The Panthers have missed that. They've gotten through where they're at. I predicted that they would be around this wins and points at this time, but and it's a testament as well, as Matthew said, that he wanted to be 100%. He took an extra couple weeks, I believe, because they thought maybe the end of December, around the 1st of January, that he'd be close to getting back in the lineup. I really do believe in an athlete's mind, you want to be 100%. He doesn't want to play 2 or 3 games, re-injure, have a setback, and now it's unknown when he'll rejoin the team. He wants to be 100%.
Yeah, you kind of took the words out of my mouth there. And we love the X's and O's here on Panthers 360. When you said matching up with Mackey and Erod, we're like, okay, those are the speedsters. Tkachuk will take care of the nasty in between and really just add so much to this team. So Tkachuk, one of 10 Florida Panthers right now that made their respective countries' Olympic roster. We had a chance to speak with them down at the practice facility last week. But when it comes to that break, you've experienced it as a player, the All-Star break, for a team. How do you think this Olympic long break will help reset the Panthers coming out of it? Will they be refreshed? But what do you foresee with that break?
Well, 2 things that come to mind. Yes, the players that aren't going to be participating, the Panthers have the second most Olympic participation with not only players but staff as well. Bill Zito will be there, Teddy Richards, Miles Fee, the video coach as well. They're going to be busy, but it's an exciting time. You want to be able to represent, when you're a professional athlete, you want to be able to represent your country. That's the utmost importance, and that's why the players insisted in the last collective bargaining agreement that they be able to participate in the Olympics. Okay, saying that, they're going to be excited. I think it's going to help Matthew Tkachuk because playing at that level of competition is going to help him get ready for the stretch. For the other players like the Sergei Bobrovskys, right now Sam Bennett, and some of the other players, the Carter Verhaeghes and that. It's going to be a time, they played an awful lot. The Panthers have been without 8 of the regulars up until now to start the season, and it's been a grind, and they've had to lean on, time-wise on the ice, for a lot of players. This is a time that they'll be able to recuperate, and I can tell you, and everybody around the league has been talking about it, once that Olympic break is over and we restart the season, it is going to be 6 weeks of a sprint to the playoffs. So much talk has been about the parity in the National Hockey League, and you take a look at the Eastern Conference. Right now, the Panthers are not in a playoff position. But if they can get a good sprint going and some winning streaks in that last half, they'll do themselves a favor. But it's going to make for exciting hockey. Every game's a must game. We watch the schedule. We see the standings. You win 2 games, you're in the playoffs. Everybody's happy. You lose a game or 2 games, and all of a sudden you're out of the playoffs. That's how close it is. So it's exciting for the fans. It's nerve-wracking for everybody involved, but I think it makes for really compelling games down the stretch. But the Panthers aren't looking at that right now. They're looking here at the next week and a half before the Olympic break, because these are very, very important games in a month of January where they'll play the most road games than they've ever done in the history of their schedules.
Yeah, and with that success of the past couple of seasons, you're under that microscope where the bottom's falling out if you lose one game and back at it the next day. Quick question about the Olympics, too, because I heard somebody compare the other day. We're not going to see really the physicality of the 4 nations face-off in the Olympic Games. You're probably going to see no fighting at all. And do you think that maybe helps fans be like, okay, we're not going to maybe be as physical and maybe some of our players won't get injured in the Olympics?
Yeah, that's the risk that you take. But, it's a calculated risk as well. You want these players to be able to represent their country. I remember I represented my country in the World Junior Championships, and we were fortunate enough to win that tournament. My brother scored the game-winning goal, the gold medal winning goal, and I'll always remember it. It was one of the highlights of my career. You want them to represent their country. It means so much to them to put on that jersey. Canada, U.S., Finland, all the Finns and that, Latvia, and down the list. So, but you don't want them to get hurt. The Olympics, though, you mentioned maybe not be as physical. It's going to be just as intense. Mm-hmm. And when you have intensity, that ramps up the physicality, even though you're playing on an Olympic rink.
For sure, Randy. Listen, like I said, it is game day, and we ask our guests and analysts here on Panthers 360 on the Mondays, what is your game day? We're interrupting it now, but what is your typical game day routine as you get ready to join the booth there with Goldie and call the games? What do you do from waking up until game day?
Well, the preparation starts the night before. We get some preliminary stats and that about the opposition and our own team as well. I'll do a little bit of preparation, but then it's a constant right up until we actually drop the puck, where I keep adding to it. What are some of the important things that I want to make sure that I relay on the broadcast, if it's appropriate, depending on the score and how both teams start and that. Go to the morning skate at home. I just got back. Have a little lunch. I'm old school, Mike. I'm old school. I got to have my little lay down. Usually it's about a half an hour, 40 minutes, whether I sleep or not. It just resets me on game day. Get up, get changed, get my suit on, and then my game face is on. I'm out to the rink, and now it's all business. And now I'm continuing to process about the game, and we'll find out starting goaltenders, who's in, who's out. Mike, there's a lot of flu that's going around. Yeah. Who's in and who's out, who's not feeling very good. Once we get that all done, then we're pretty well ready to go. One point though, that Goldie and I have worked together for over 30 years, and we're best friends, and I think we have a good chemistry on the air. A lot of people don't realize when we both of us go to the game, arrive at the game, and come upstairs, we hardly talk to each other. He's in his own zone. I'm in my own zone. We don't communicate too much, but as soon as that camera comes on, as soon as the mics are on, then away we go. We kind of play off of each other. We know what we're thinking. I know what he's going to go with. I know what I'm going with, and that. But it's pretty quiet, because on off days and that, when we're traveling, it's bop bop bop, and we're talking about everything, football and national championships and that, and good luck to the University of Miami tonight. But we're pretty quiet. We don't say too much to each other, and that. He's in his zone, I'm in my zone.
Well, whatever you're doing, the chemistry is great. We love watching you and Goldie. That's Randy Moller with the Florida Panthers television analyst. And listen, we can't wait for you to call the game. And you're probably thinking of something you're going to say about Matthew Tkachuk's return. We'll let you get back to your game day routine. But listen, if you're with us right now on your WPTV YouTube page, 12:15 every Monday, we're joined by analysts like Randy here, and you can get your question and comments in, and we'll reply to all of them. Listen, 7:30 Wednesday nights on South Florida 9, you can watch the entire episode of Panthers 360. It's a big day. Chucky's back. Coming back tonight, folks. This is Panthers 360. Hope you have a great rest of your holiday.